How does Claressa Shields win? By being the more accomplished fighter, by being faster, by having probably the more superior ring IQ, being the kind of one of the greatest women's boxers ever. I think she just wins by flat out being the better fighter. Once again, it's about how her camp goes. As long as she doesn't cut the corners, as long as she stays serious, because keep in mind,
I'm not going to predict the round, but I just know it's going to be a moment in the ring and she's going to say, I'm not supposed to be in.
Yesterday, the entire combat sports community believed tonight's contest was practically guaranteed to happen as expected. Then a single moment on the scale completely changed that perception. Once the official weigh-in concluded at State Farm Arena, an unusual development emerged away from the cameras. The same boxing veterans and industry analysts who had confidently predicted a quick knockout suddenly stopped making bold claims and privately changed their final picks. Experienced fighters and longtime experts are now noticing serious warning signs. They witnessed a champion take on one of the riskiest challenges possible, shedding 15 pounds from a heavyweight-sized frame to reach the middleweight limit within only a few weeks. The confidence surrounding a one-sided victory has now disappeared entirely. Across the sport, people are asking whether an established legend may have made the most significant error of her career, potentially creating the conditions for a historic upset.
Face off for the final time again this hour. Main event tomorrow, live, worldwide, on the zone, in scheduled 10 rounds. It will be for both the WBA and WBC Women's Middleweight Championships of the World.
Claressa walked onto the official DAZN scale, the atmosphere instantly became tense as everyone waited to see how the multi-division champion would appear. Moving from 175 pounds all the way down to 159.8 is an extremely demanding cut that could leave any fighter visibly drained. Yet her first appearance delivered a surprising sight. Rather than appearing thin or exhausted, solid and physically strong. The Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of boxing's biggest legends, was also present on the stage as the tense scene played out before everyone. At first glance, she seemed to be carrying her powerful physique without any visible problems. However, experienced fighters understand that a sharply defined body can sometimes hide serious strain beneath the surface. Appearing physically impressive in front of the cameras does not necessarily prove that she has enough energy stored to endure an intense, fast-moving battle beneath the lights of a packed arena.
After the rest of the boat shows come to Atlanta, you wanted this fight here in the South. How are you feeling?
I feel in shape, I feel fast. I feel like this is a dream come true for me. Thank all y'all for being here. We got Floyd Money Mayweather in the house, make some noise. You know, there's not many people who I can compare my accolades to, but when you got Floyd Mayweather coming to your weigh-in and coming to your fight, you always feel super special. He's an idol of mine. And I'm going to put on a great performance for y'all tomorrow because Kaye Scott, he's underestimated me. He think I took her life. He think I didn't look at her workouts. I didn't stalk her Instagram. I stalked her. She was my girlfriend for the camp. I wasn't even able to have no sex with my man, but she was my girlfriend. So me and you in love, and I'm gonna make some good love. Come fight, my baby. I wanna knock it out.
You're remaining the heavyweight division undisputed at heavyweight. It's been 3 years though that you've been at 160 pounds. How are you feeling at this weight?
I made weight easy. All these girls talk all that shit. I was at heavyweight. I was at heavyweight because these bums who was at 54 and 47 and 60, 68 did not want to fight me after I destroyed and ran through 5 different divisions.
The concern wasn't limited to doubtful fans, because seasoned boxers and respected professionals also reacted differently as soon as the fighters left the stage. Champions from both past and present understand the physical consequences that can come with an aggressive weight cut, especially when it affects stamina and the body's internal systems. After the face-off ended, quiet conversations throughout the venue quickly became serious warnings. Fighters who had previously been certain she would score a crushing stoppage in the opening rounds were suddenly offering a completely different assessment.
You know, Claressa is the top dog, the greatest woman of all time, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time undisputed, 17-time world champ. I'm going with the big whoa, Claressa Shields, man. Who you got?
Honestly, I think she gonna knock her ass out, man.
Yeah, mandatory. In Atlanta too, at State Farm Arena, it's the biggest arena. You got all the celebrities coming out to see you. Yeah. Man, she gonna want to put on.
Matter of fact, remember when Chris Tucker was standing over Bull and he was like, "You got knocked the fuck out." Yeah, Claressa doing that shit to her ass, bro.
Straight up.
Cause I mean, I've seen like, Kaye Scott. She's in shape. She look good. Like looking at her aesthetic too. Like, like I can tell she been working out hard, but I don't know. I feel like
fitness.
Claressa got that power. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, fitness is different from boxing. You could look like you in shape for fitness, but can't box.
Yeah, that's
the difference. A lot of people, there's a lot of niggas who got muscles but can't fight, bro. Everybody know this in boxing. So fitness, she do look good. Kaye Scott is in shape, and we hope we get the best Kaye Scott because we want a good fight. Yeah, we don't want Claressa just a dog walker and it's an easy fight. We still want her to put up a fight for as long as it's gonna last, man. Prize Picks, DraftKings, make sure Kashi, make sure y'all go ahead and download them apps and get you some money because Claressa, she gonna get a knockout. I would say like a 9th round stoppage, 9th round knockout. I'm calling it right now.
9th round.
9th round prediction.
See, I know the Kaye Scott when she get in the deep waters, like is she gonna have enough power to really like, you know what I'm saying? Like I noticed for like Claressa, she probably still had that deep in the fight.
Yeah, Claressa's stamina be on 10. Now Claressa is dropping weight. She came from a heavyweight and dropped down all the way to 160. So that's the advantage of Kaye Scott. Kaye Scott already walk around at 160. So she already fight shape ready. Claressa had to drain herself down. But, you know, I think Claressa, she got the best nutritionist in the game. She has the best trainers in the game. She gonna be right when it comes fight night, man. So, you know, that's the variables. But like we said, we got the big woke, Claressa Shields, August 15th, man, knockout stoppage. That's my final prediction.
Even the leading Las Vegas bookmakers appeared to lose confidence and quickly revised their positions. Several major sportsbooks moved away from their earlier knockout expectations, instead identifying a hard-fought decision as the strongest betting value. Their analysts concluded that the combination of 2-minute rounds and such a demanding weight reduction could significantly diminish her ability to produce a finish. The latest expectation is that she may need to focus on staying effective, surviving the tougher moments, and collecting enough points to secure the win rather than chasing a dramatic stoppage.
What's up, my friends? This is Dante coming to you live with a new 1 minute or less for the up-and-coming bout this Saturday, August 15th on the DAZN Network with Claressa Shields versus Kaye Scott. All right, so let's talk about this really quickly. So Kaye Scott is going to be defending her WBA and WBC women's middleweight titles against Claressa Shields, which you all know who's been following this channel for a while, that I believe that Claressa Shields is the best female fighter of all time. And I think that she's going to do extremely high-level stuff against Kaye Scott. Let me explain why. Kaye comes forward. She kind of does this kind of slightly razzle-dazzle kind of head rock when she's coming forward, but she doesn't really move her head when she's punching. While she's coming forward, that's going to be a prime opportunity for a great counterpuncher like Claressa Shields to be able to execute a lot of great combinations and counterpunch her until potentially she stops her. And I think that she will, because Kaye's tough, but I think if Claressa can bring her power down from the heavier weight classes that she's been dropping down from, she's going to do amazing work against Kaye Scott and take her WBA and WBC titles away from her. That's going to add to her further legacy until she decides she wants to just probably wipe a bunch more of these divisions out and do whatever she wants. But I think Claressa is going to, if not stop Kaye, which I think she is, she's definitely going to, I believe, win unanimously.
As the pressure continues building around the favorite, Kaye Scott appears ready to embrace the opportunity completely. At 42 years old, she was dismissed by much of the public almost immediately after the promotional material was released. However, boxing insiders are pointing toward one major factor that could change everything. Scott is a naturally large middleweight, and she comfortably came in at 158.8 pounds on the official scale. Even more importantly, she has never suffered a stoppage loss throughout her professional career. During the final media appearances, the Australian champion delivered a confident statement, arguing that people have seriously underestimated her toughness because she has only 7 professional bouts. She understands that her opponent is entering a physical setting she has not experienced for quite some time. Scott is now ready to transform this highly anticipated main event into a brutal, exhausting fight.
I think she's been underestimating me a little bit, but we'll see. I'm ready for everything that she comes at me with.
Why do you think she's been underestimating you?
I think it's easy too. I feel like the whole world has underestimated me, mostly because they just see that pro record of only being 7 fights there. But we'll just see on Saturday night. I think it's going to be a really exciting fight for everyone to watch.
I'm not underestimating you at all. That's what I think. Now you're underestimating me thinking that.
Okay.
I have been in the gym training 3-4 times a day. I've been dieting. Usually I do a 6-week camp. I did 12 for you. 12. Not because of the weight. I've been made weight last week. That was simple. Me making the weight, no, I trained for you. I watched you. I know we're good in the amateurs. I know you are more experienced. The girls in the amateurs, majority of them may box better than the girls in the pro. So I don't take your record of being 5-1-1 as a joke. I sparred so many rounds and we watched so much film. I didn't underestimate you, but I want you to understand that when God gives me an opportunity to perform on a big stage in Atlanta, it's not really nothing against you. I just have to perform at a very high level to destroy you. And I know that you worked hard, you strong, you're big. I'm talking about, I know. So I look forward to us fighting on Saturday, but I didn't underestimate you. I didn't. I still trained. I watched the film. I dieted more than usual. And listen, I'm prepared.
Away from the spotlight, the situation continues becoming even more chaotic, while the online boxing world is showing no restraint. Well-known voices across YouTube are highlighting what they believe could be a serious issue with the champion's mental focus. Channels such as Boxing Ego and Hood Champion Boxing have described this entire fight week as a major catastrophe. According to them, the undisputed champion has allowed too much attention from outside distractions to interfere with her focus.
I don't think she realizes this, but we as a public really don't even like your next fight. And that's the other thing that I gotta address here. Claressa Shields, in her Flintwater mind, she keeps posting these things like, oh man, the haters and the trolls, and they're against me. They want to see me lose, but I'm going to win this and prove everybody wrong. You're not proving anybody wrong, because nobody thinks you're going to lose to Kaye Scott. They may want you. You got to understand, some people don't like your attitude, so they're actively rooting against you. But I haven't really seen many people, if any, that are actually picking Kaye Scott like they would bet money that Kaye Scott's going to whoop you. Neither one of you guys really have any power, in a handful of fights. you got 3 knockouts, she got 0. So you don't really have power. She don't really have power for show. You know, when you look at her amateur record, she got like 3 knockouts in amateurs and pro combined in like 70, 80 fights. That's trash, right? So nobody's really picking her to win. Not rooting for or hoping she pulls the upset, but picking her like with an intelligent breakdown. Like, I think Kaye Scott gets it done because she's going to execute the 1-2 and the jab. Like, no one's really technically breaking it down, right? So Claressa's always playing the victim. Like, oh, these people against me and I'm going to prove them wrong again. No one, you picked a massive underdog who has 7 fights. Only 5 of those are wins with 0 knockouts. 1 loss, 1 draw. Like, nobody's really picking her, right? So you're not proving anybody wrong.
With her attention divided between promoting her own merchandise, responding to social media critics, and getting caught up in unnecessary media disputes, questions are growing about whether she is truly focused on the challenge ahead. Critics are openly asking if she has underestimated the physically imposing opponent waiting across the ring. When a fighter has pushed her body through such an concentration, could become a momentary loss of concentration, could become a serious weakness once the opening bell rings.
I've had a fantastic training camp, and all I can do is control the controllables. My sparring's been on point, my conditioning's been on point, my diet's been on point, and my mindset's on point. So this opportunity has arisen, and I'm just taking it with full force. And she wouldn't want to be against an opponent who doesn't believe that she can do it, and I think I can create history and go out there and bring everything and make it a really challenging fight and bring those belts back home to Australia.
You do not have the pro experience that Claressa has, but you are a longtime amateur, 15 years in the Australian boxing program. How can you use that to your advantage?
I think that's helped because although this will be the biggest stage that I've fought on, I think going in the amateurs, you go to the World Championships and the Commonwealth Games and stuff like that, you go through all the nerves and the traveling, and so I'm very much used to being up there and having to talk to media and do that kind of stuff. So I feel like I'm probably in a better position than some of her other opponents have been to. It's not new to me. Also that I've been around a lot of international high-level successful athletes that have transitioned through to the pros. So they're names that I recognise and appreciate how amazing that they've had in their pro career, but I've also seen them as kind of just humans and athletes that I've trained alongside as well. So it kind of normalises things rather than putting them up on a pedestal so much. And that helps me mentally anyway.
This leads directly to the most unsettling theory spreading throughout hardcore boxing communities and Reddit discussions. Analysts have started referring to it as the deep water effect, built around a straightforward but punishing approach. If Kaye Scott can survive the opening attack, stay composed, and push the contest beyond the 6th round, the entire situation could change. Experienced boxing professionals understand the harsh reality behind that scenario. Losing 15 pounds so quickly can place enormous demands on the body, creating the possibility that the champion's stamina could suddenly disappear. Once the later rounds arrive, fatigue and weakened legs could make it increasingly difficult to keep her arms active and maintain her offense. That potential opening may give the naturally larger and less depleted Australian the opportunity to capitalize and claim what could become the biggest win of the decade.
And I don't think Claressa wouldn't want someone that's not going into a fight not thinking they can win. Like, why would you want to go in there with someone that's not kind of on themselves and thinking, like, I have the belts, they're mine. So I'm going in there as champ. So that's the go.
Yeah. Do you think you're underrated? I mean, a lot of people try to, critique your experience just because of the pro record, but I mean, you've had a ton of fights in the amateurs as well.
It's like, I know myself, like the smaller community or people that know my background kind of know the truth behind it, and to be honest, I kind of turn off the comments on everything else. Right. Like I see a few things and I'm just like, that doesn't deserve my energy. So, like, I haven't actually seen a lot of it. Some people send it to me and I'm like, all right. Like, people are entitled to their opinion. I don't really care. I don't have to change that. My focus is just 100% on Saturday night and putting all the energy where it deserves to be. So, and that's on me. There's no point me getting online and trying to speak to John, who's like, this is a joke. She's had 7 fights. I don't care what John thinks. Like, I care that I'm here and I'm gonna give it everything. So
yeah. You mentioned age as well. That's another thing that people like to criticize. We bring up your age. I mean, you certainly don't look your age. So
I'm in the gym training with all like our pro and amateur team, and they are all like mostly in their 20s. So, and I stay alongside them and do the exact training as what they do. So, and it's always been that way. I got into boxing very late because my state had it illegal. I couldn't fight any earlier than what I did, and I was late transitioning into the pros. But body hasn't been an issue for me, and it hasn't been so far. So while I'm still kicking ass, I'm going to keep kicking ass.
The uncertainty surrounding the matchup finally erupted when the two fighters met for their final face-off. DASN captured the heated exchange as the tension became impossible to ignore. The respectful responses from earlier media appearances were gone, replaced by aggressive verbal exchanges and genuine frustration. The champion pushed back strongly against the growing concerns, making it clear that Scott should not overlook her quickness or knockout power. The atmosphere on stage was filled with obvious hostility. Now, supporters are divided into two completely different camps. Her most loyal fans believe she handled the dramatic weight reduction with ease and expect a straightforward victory tonight. Meanwhile, respected boxing professionals and critics believe she may have placed herself in a dangerous physical position that could be impossible to overcome once the fight begins.
I think that Scott has the makings of someone who can keep Shields off of her, right? So if it's the movement, if it's the clinching, whatever she needs to do, I think that some people get in there, man, they draw a blank and they forget how to keep themselves safe in the ring. They forget how to fight back and kind of goes on from there. This Scott's girl, I think that she can do some of those things.
What if Kaye Scott has a better chance than Kaye Scott? That's Malik Scott's wife.
I know. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. I caught it after a second.
I'm trying to put two and two together.
That's crazy.
Malik is training her these days.
Oh, she ain't that big.
No, I know.
Yeah, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not true. Don't put Kate up there. Sounds Kate. Keep doing your thing. Don't stalk her and analyze your box.
Okay, so
yeah. Now this girl, she 1 loss, 1 draw, 5 wins. 42, but 42 with only 7 professional fights. I'm lost.
She's seasoned. She's healthy, ready.
In Australia,
I ain't putting that body. I ain't putting Riley. You in your prime to me, baby. But I'm just saying that I just worry about the experience getting up in there with a Claressa Shields. So I don't know how to. You know anything about her amateur record? Oh, amateur record. She's almost at 70-some fights. So maybe. Yeah. But you need to be really experienced getting up there with Claressa Shields. That's my thing.
The discussion, speculation, and tension surrounding the weigh-in have finally come to an end. Tonight, beneath the bright lights of State Farm Arena, we will discover which side had it right. Did the world's greatest female fighter make the biggest mistake of her career by making such an aggressive return to the middleweight division? Or will she enter the ring and once again silence the bookmakers, outspoken critics, and concerned boxing professionals who have questioned her condition? Boxing leaves little room for mistakes, and the answer will become clear as soon as the opening bell sounds. Will the severe weight reduction eventually work against her, or can she overpower the naturally sized middleweight? Share your strongest predictions for the later rounds in the comments, and tell us how you believe this historic matchup will unfold. That wraps things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And be sure to leave your thoughts below. We'll see you in the next video.